the tremendous corruption that's taken place in Baltimore and other Democratic-run cities. All you have to do is look at the past mayors in Baltimore, see what happened. Those people are living in hell in Baltimore.
Now, remember back in June when President Trump started tweeting and talking about Baltimore's blight under Congressman Elijah Cummings' watch? Well, on the left, of course, rushed in to label Trump a racist for even raising the issue and elevated Cummings to sainthood.
Few people in Congress who is more respected as a member of Congress, more respected in his district.
He fights every day to improve life in his community.
And he's got people from all walks of life who respect him.
Elijah Cummings is what I consider one of the finest public servants that we have serving in Maryland in my lifetime.
Who needs St. Francis? Well, today, Cummings returned to his district for a forum on childhood trauma. But the congressman didn't really address the elephant in the room.
We need to be about the business of repairing folks. We need everybody's help. We have to all join in. Sitting on the sidelines of life and watching our kids and just complaining, that's not going to solve anything.
Joining me now is Kimberly Klacik, the woman whose tweets brought the Baltimore issue to the national stage. She's a member of the Baltimore County Republican Central Committee. We're also joined by Project 21's Horace Cooper, civil rights attorney Leo Terrell. Kimberly, let's start with you. What was the reaction in that forum today among the residents of Baltimore who attended?
So, unfortunately, the Baltimore residents really wasn't invited. So you had 40 people in this room, but it was really people that probably wouldn't actually step up and question Cummings and everything that he's been doing or not doing, lack of leadership. So he had what I call the elitists. He had political friends in the room, and he's addressing childhood trauma. But I have to say, he's been in office for 30-plus years. He has contributed to some of this trauma, from the violence to the lack of education to the lack of leadership. So, you know, he's trying to address trauma, but he doesn't get to the root of the cause.
Were there former children who were raised in Baltimore and parents at that forum? It's a forum, you would think it's kind of the residents. I mean, when I hear forum, I think it's going to be a lot of residents in neighborhood. No?
No, it was the media.
I want to show this before we get to open up the conversation to Horace and Leo. Here is a video, part of the video you did. You talked to a Baltimore resident earlier today about the plight of the community, and here's what he had to say.
Our congressman's been here once since 2015, and that was because he heard me on TV saying he hadn't been here. Well, he ain't been back here since. That was 4 years ago. We got elected officials that know nothing about this community. These kids are suffering. Yes. They're traumatized, they're ill, their parents are ill as well, and we're not getting the kind of help. And I can only blame one group, elected officials.
But I love you try to have the forum and say, oh, we can't just sit around complaining. Well, people are complaining because there's no leadership.
Absolutely. And that was Doc Cheatham. Doc is a community organizer. He knows Congressman Cummings personally. He grew up with him there in the community, and he complains all the time about the fact that he's never there doing anything.
But I will say, Horace, Kimberly got this ball rolling. Then President Trump picked up the ball. He started making hay of this, and they accused him of being a racist. That's how this went.
This is how the irony is. People are going to be suffering. People are not going to have job opportunities. Housing values are going to decline, and Donald Trump is a racist. The problem with all of that narrative is because of what Donald Trump has been doing, his policies, there are greater opportunities than there have ever been. No thanks to Congressman Cummings. No thanks to the Baltimore mayors as they rotate around from prison or wherever they're headed off to. This is a time for us to have a serious conversation about what to do about some of the problems that plague these communities.
Now, Leo, take your political hat off for a moment and just keep the analyst hat on, okay? Would this forum, if we want to call it a forum, it's kind of just a sit down with your pals, I guess, but would this have occurred were it not for Donald Trump raising this issue 4 weeks ago? Honestly, would it have occurred?
Can I just give three facts? No, it's
answer the question first, and then you can get to your facts.
Okay, so here's my answer. What you showed, that little segment of this area, that doesn't show me anything about the district that Cummings represents. Laura,
okay, you're not answering the question. I just asked a simple question. Would this forum, I'll repeat it in case we didn't understand it, would this forum have happened were it not for Donald Trump raising the issue, and then, of course, being called a racist. But he raised the issue, and I think a lot of people are seriously worried. They're going to volunteer, paint walls, pick up trash, try to help. Would this have occurred were it not for Donald Trump?
It would have occurred without Donald Trump involvement because that forum was about child trauma. It has nothing to do with what the clip that Kimberly showed. Okay. Can I give two facts? Yes. Two facts, Flora. One, the Congressman Cummings' district has the second wealthiest district for African Americans. It also is the second most educated district of African Americans. It is a mixed district of 55% black, 35% white. And Kimberly and Horace doesn't mention those facts. You know what Fox mantra is? We report, you decide. So let's talk about those facts. That blacks are doing well in his district. Those are facts. I would love a comment to dispute what I just said, Kimberly or Horace.
Well, why did he say it was rat infested? Why did he say it was rat infested?
Well, because all Kimberly did was show a segment of a part of his district, which is disingenuous.
Leo, have you been
Kimberly,
to that part of the district?
Am I wrong about the facts?
Have you been to that part of the district?
Am I wrong about the facts?
What facts?
Yes,
you're wrong about the facts.
Oh,
I have been in his district. I have been talking to his residents, and you're out here. I've never even seen you over there. When have you been to West Baltimore and talked to residents?
She didn't answer the question. Laura, I asked two questions. That district has the second wealthiest district.
Yeah, we got it. You made your 2 points. My point, though, is we have a systemic problem in urban America. I just got through with quite an extensive tour of California. I love California. People coming up to me, what is going on in our cities? We love our cities. We love our state. This is a disaster. It's not even partisan. What's happening isn't working for the poorest of the poor.
That's correct.
It's not working. It's getting better under Trump because people have more opportunities, but those systemic problems, Horace, you can chime in here. I think they use race as a cudgel because they know if Trump goes in and does an event in Baltimore, he'll probably have a big crowd. If Antifa doesn't mess it up, he would have a big crowd, and he might even have a few more solutions that might actually work.
Absolutely, and that's the problem, and they don't want to have a discussion about solutions because they've been happy. They're complacent. As long as they stay in power, as long as they keep getting reelected, they've been fine. Quick observation, San Francisco, Los Angeles, both of them have more millionaires and billionaires than any other cities, and yet they have some of the most abject poverty. Mr. Cummings' district is like that. Mr. Cummings' district is like that. Yeah. There are successful people there, but there are also very poor people, and we're not doing
and most educated.
Leo is good with Baltimore. We've established that tonight. Kimberly,
Leo,
last word. You were actually there today, unlike the rest of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and answer Leo's question.
Real quick.
There was a lot of gerrymandering going on, and since 2013, a lot of the wealthy... Look, you could come to Baltimore and talk to me about this any day. Okay, Leo?
Yeah,
that's what happened in 2013. Former Governor Mark O'Malley actually admitted to it.
All right, got to wrap it, guys. But let me tell you, these are problems that need solutions. If there are pockets where things are getting better, I say good on you. That's fantastic. We have a lot of people hurting and a lot of people who can be helped if we take the recriminations off the table and actually offer real solutions. Absolutely. All of you, love the conversation tonight.